Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. I found a really cool Firebird tonight, guys. So this one's offered for sale on Reverb.com by Eddie's Guitars. And take a look at this thing. It's a Firebird in a cool green burst finish, but they're calling it a Gibson Custom Shop Firebird V in Agave Burst. I don't think I've ever heard of this finish before. The only other reference I can find to this finish is a Firebird done up in 2017, but that looks more like a turquoise color, whereas this one's like an avocado green. These three custom shops are also advertised as Agave Burst, so it just appears you can have different shades of the color. Dark green has a certain alienish vibe, so they're both good in their own unique ways. Man, I would love to see a Les Paul Custom done up in this finish. But that's pretty much the only thing that's special about this. So you've got that dark outline on the edges and then this green finish all over in the center. You're kind of missing out on all the best parts of a Firebird by painting it a color like that, because you don't get to see the 9-ply neck and all that beautiful wood grain. But for whatever reason, that just looks great. But I know there's going to be a lot of people that think the opposite too. My favorite colors are green and black, so this one definitely works for me. The pickguard appears to just be single ply white, and you've got your Firebird right there. But being a Firebird 5, we just have two Firebird pickups right here. It looks like an ABR1 bridge with one of these fancy Maestro Vibrola systems. We've got the golden reflector knobs on here. I don't know how to feel about that choice. Call me crazy, but I almost think black speed knobs would look better on this. Then we've got our output jack right here on the side yet. Moving on to our full body shot, this is such a missed opportunity. They should have done the Agave Burst on the headstock because I love matching headstock Firebirds. If I was seriously considering purchasing this, that would actually be a deal breaker for me. But the inlays on that Rosewood fretboard, they almost look slightly green themselves. That's kind of a cool touch if that's the case. If not, they should have done it. Then we move on to the side. Man, this is just, you have this great leading photo here, and then everything else was just done wrong. They should have done the Agave Burst on the back. They should have done it on the sides. They should have done it on the back of the neck. If you're going to take away the wood grain, why do the black back? It had to come down to cost. That'd be my best guess, but sometimes it's worth paying to have the really nice looking guitars. But at least they did get one thing right here. They've got the original style banjo tuners on here. And you can see your serial number right here, 100-605. So that 5 tells you it's a Firebird 5, and this is a production number, so 60. But what kind of confuses me is this is supposed to tell you the year that it was made. So 2010? Being advertised as brand new, that's a little bit confusing. Everything else seems to fall in place as far as that. So has this thing really been that unpopular that the shops had it for 10 years and they're just now listing it online? I don't know. I kind of find that hard to believe. Maybe there's something a little bit more to that serial number that I'm not understanding here. But what a cool Firebird guitar. I'm so happy this one showed up. It kind of gives me some ideas, because this would make a great Les Paul finish in a teardrop burst shape. But just in case you're curious if this was a refin or not, no, it is a custom shop thing. You can see your certificate of authenticity right here. And you get your Gibson Custom case. And it looks like it's a complete form fit here. But how much is this less than usual Firebird 5? They're asking $5,899. Which, I won't pay that much for a Firebird, but if you're a guy that buys brand new guitars, I mean, that's about right. The Eric Clapton Firebird 1 was about $8,000. And it looks like a regular 63 Firebird 5 is about $53. So a $500 upcharge for a custom finish, that's not that bad. But I definitely missed that additional color on the headstock and being able to see that wood grain. And just for comparison's sakes, the 65 non-reverse Firebird with Vibrola, only $4,200. Those things aren't quite as popular. That seems crazy to me that a Firebird Custom is less expensive. But just in case you actually haven't taken a look at one of these, the headstock is actually completely different. They use the tuners on the side. It's not actually a neck-through construction. So I guess they're still giving you that upcharge for all this fancy binding, but they're not building it in a traditional way anymore. I couldn't find a playing sample of this instrument, so let's check out another custom shop Firebird 5. since this episode's a little bit short, I wanted to cover this one too. So when I first saw this guitar get listed, one-piece body, they're making such a big deal out of it. 1974 Gibson Les Paul Custom Sunburst. Super rare, wow. Whoa, Rosewood fretboard, that's the first time I've read that. I only thought about the one-piece body. So I'm like, dude, all 70s Les Pauls pretty much have a one-piece body. And what I was thinking was this, like the back, it's one piece. I wasn't thinking about the pancake bodies, but that's what this guy's talking about. So this is a 74 that does not have a pancake. I've heard of this before, but it's kind of rare to see. So having one of these show up, this is kind of like a collector's type thing right here that gets you excited because it's an anomaly. And pancake bodies, whether you love them or hate them, most collectors don't love them unless it's on a model that just happens to have one because it wasn't made any other time. An example of that would be most 20th anniversary Les Paul Customs. The other thing that got me thinking is this is a one-piece mahogany neck. Most of these were three-piece at this time. And beautiful wood grain back here. I'm not a big fan of cherry sunburst, but this one, it's definitely working. But what's this Rosewood fretboard thing going on here? He doesn't really have enough high quality photos to tell, but that just looks like ebony to me. He might have got himself a streaky piece of ebony. Well, I don't know. From that photo, it does kind of look Rosewood-esque. But the fact that this is a one-piece body, one-piece neck, I'd go out on a limb and say that this was likely a custom order. And custom orders are cool and everything, especially with this one being mainly original. But there was one thing that stopped me from even wanting to pursue this. It's been refretted with giant railroad tracks. And the thing that kills me is if you read in the description, they say that they just did this like 5 or 6 months ago. It's like, no! Even if it's unplayable, that still makes it a collector's piece. They could level out the frets, make them super tiny, because that's what these frets are anyways. But this photo, I don't know. Do you guys think that's streaky ebony, or was it custom ordered with rosewood? But all these other attributes make it worth looking into anyways. So how much does this guy want? $5,580. He just dropped that price. Okay, I was wrong. It said refret 5 years ago. And it's kind of a shame that it lost its original case, but an early 90s case isn't too bad. If it wasn't for that refret, I think he could definitely get that all day long, but that's going to scare away the pickier collectors. That's just kind of a interesting blending of specs here. Now, what would have been absolutely insane is if this would have been a 2-piece flame maple top, like heavily figured. Then that would have been a custom order to write down in the history books. So if you're a collector of kind of weird, quirky stuff, check this thing out. I don't think it's too atrociously priced if you can haggle them down a little bit more. Anywhere between $4,000 to $5,000 I think is kind of fair game. But if you're interested, it looks like he's since updated this listing. It's now back to the original price, and he's saying he's going to be removing it on August 4th when Reverb raises their fee from 3.5% to 5%. So let's check out a 74 Les Paul Custom as well. The only question left, would you rock Agave Burst in a Firebird or not? Leave your answer down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.